name is Israel from Watsonville. This is my car, a 1965 Chevy Impala. I'm in Watsonville Impala's Car Club, founder and president of the club. We've been established for 11 years. The car has a 350 engine with a 2-speed power glide. I've actually had it for 30 years. I purchased it in 1991. I was 22 when I purchased the car. I just fell in love with it. My neighbor at the time, he had this car. Knew that the car was, a street over. I wanted to go check it out, and I told him if he wanted to sell me the car, and he actually told me it's not for sale, But I kept on, bugging him about it until one day he goes, you know what? Get a job, Israel, and then we can talk. Because at the time I didn't even have a job. I ended up getting myself a job, and I was saving every penny, and it took about 6 months when I had the money, and I went back to his house and I go, hey, I want to purchase the car, but he didn't want to sell it no more. Something went and touched his heart where he's like, you know what, Israel, I know how bad you want it, and he just threw the keys at me. He threw the keys at me, and he goes, hurry up, sign the paperwork and get out of here. His wife didn't know that he had sold the car. About a month later, when she seen me cruising down a main street, and the guy called me back and he goes, hey, Israel, sell me the car back. I go, I can't. It's too late. I used to detail, so I love always touching it up. This is a 16-year-old paint job. I usually start with the rims and I work my way up, lay it down on the ground. At the end, believe it or not, I'll do the motor compartment because that's where I'm gonna focus the most. To me, doing this is like therapy, man. You know what? I was in this program called the Victory Outreach Program, and every weekend we had to go out and do car washes so we could pay for our stay at the home. That's a recovery home, and I was looking at of doing some time. I ended up going into the Victory Outreach Program, and that's a program that you got to live in there pretty much, and you got to stay there for a year and 6 months. And when I went back to court, I already knew the sentencing was going to be 10 years. And the lawyers told me, and I was like, man, I'm going to do 10 years. It is what it is, I tried. But the pastor got up and goes, you know what? He's been in the program for 3 months already, and I can see he wants to change. They say God works in mysterious ways, and man, definitely he did. The judge goes, you know what? I'm going to allow you to stay in that program, but I want you to bring me a diploma. And if you miss your last day, you are going to go do your 10 years, regardless. Probably one of the best things that ever happened in my life, because that's when everything changed. When I went into the program, he went into a shop, the car. Yeah, we both turned ourselves in, if you can say that, you know. We turned ourselves into these programs. I went to the Victory Outreach Men's Home, and the car went into the shop. He was there at the same time I was in the program. We couldn't watch TV. We didn't have no cell phones, you know. It was just all about God, you know, just praying every day and night, and that was it. When I got out, the car came home. So I ended up picking up my car and brought it home, and you know, we were tore up. We were tore up from the floor up, you know what I mean? We were bad. But when we both came out of that, the shop and the program, we both came out clean. Once I went into the program, you know, I got familiar with the Bible, you know, and a lot of scriptures. And one of them that really got to me was Isaiah 45:2-3, and it says, I will go before you, and I will give you the treasures out of darkness, hidden in richest places, which means we are treasures out of darkness, you know. We might be living a life that it's tore up and everything, but we are always going to be treasures, you know what I mean? We just got to find ourselves, lift ourselves up, and we're shining. And that's why I was tore up, you know? He was tore up, but like I said, when we came out, we were clean. We were ready to go. Watson Impala, it pretty much started when I was in the program. Things started happening to me. And when I started seeing things differently, I wanted to reach out to people, you know, like just letting them know that there was other ways of having a good time and enjoying life in general. I was out at stores, like let's say Target. I was out there, you know, handing out flyers for church. And in the beginning, it was embarrassing because everybody knew me. You know, this is Watsonville. It's not the biggest town, but it's full of lowriders. There's about 7 or 8 Cubs here, and yeah, I was embarrassed. You know, like now, and they would tell me like, "What are you doing?" Like, well, they knew I was in a program, but you know, I would hide the flyers. I would hide. I'm like, man, this is embarrassing. But after 6-7 months into the program, I was actually looking for them, you know. I was like, man, you know, here's an invitation to Victory Outreach, so you guys can check it out one of these days. I would never enforce church upon nobody. It's gotta come out of you, you know. I would never do that. So, you know, I always tell them, hey, you're invited. Whenever you're ready, you know, doors are open. It would be good to see you. I knew I had to do more than just hand out flyers. So I was like, man, I'm gonna start a car club. I know a lot of friends that like cars. So when I got out, I met up with a friend of mine. His name is Adrian. He's one of the guys that told me as well, like, hey, we should start a car club, you know? They were like, man, you know, we can do this, and I can reach out to more brothers. We did. We ended up forming lots of Impalas. I invited them, and they accepted the invitation. And reality is that I wanted them to go to church. And to this day, it's like every time we have a meeting, we pray. And when we travel, we pray. You know, it's just something that I have to do in me. And I respect the guys for accepting that. You know, they don't criticize me. They don't tell me nothing. They know where I come from, and I respect them.
What do you guys pray about?
Like, you know, when we travel, you know, you never know. When we step out of our houses, you never know, especially leaving early in the morning with cars and stuff like that. We never know if we're going to make it back, you know? So we always pray that, you know, we get there safely, our cars get there safely, and have a good time, and come back safely. Come back to our families, you know, because tomorrow's not promised to nobody. And I always think about that, like, man, I want everybody back. I just believe that prayer is essential, just like water is. It's like anything else, you know. Prayer is a powerful weapon that God has given us to protect ourselves against schemes of the enemy. You know? I had a lot of people telling me, you know what, get rid of it, you're never gonna fix it. It's like telling me, like, you know, you're always a mess, you're always gonna be a mess. And I always thank God, you know, for allowing me to be able to be here. I enjoy life now. This is part of my therapy. I can just get in this car, take off, cruise, everything's gone from my mind. It's just me and him, we're gone. We're like birds, wings, and we're gone. This is my baby. This is what a lot of people don't understand, but it built me. We have a lot in common. You know, like I said, we both were in some rough times back in the day. Some people probably trip out on me a lot because the way I put so much attention to it, but I'm okay with that because that's just, he's a faithful one, you know what I mean? It's me and him. I like it. Lowrider's not gonna die. It don't matter what comes this way. Lowriders are gonna be here forever, you know. This is us, you know. This is the culture of lowrider. I want to say to everybody out there now, if you guys are watching, let's especially the young generation, this is a good addiction. Get into it, and one day you will have your dream car. You will have it, and just continue to cruise, man. Cruising is not a crime, right? You will always catch me cruising the city of Watson.
What makes it a he?
I believe it's the the way he looks. They say that the car looks like the owner. I don't know if that's true, but I feel like he looks like me. So it's a he. I don't think I look like a female. So it's a he.